Hey y'all, how you doing today? Dana here, coming in with a beautiful big slice of old-fashioned carrot cake. Do y'all like carrot cake? If you like it, let me know. I love carrot cake. Love carrot cake. Here it is, old-fashioned carrot cake. And this is in my book, and it's on page 114. Happiness is Homemade, y'all, is available on Amazon. On page 114 is the old-fashioned carrot cake recipe. Now, y'all, that carrot cake is some count, as my husband would say. If we come across a recipe that's really, really delicious, he says, oh, that's some count. And I know I need to find a recipe for it if I don't have one, or need to go ahead and pull out mine and cook it. But I got to tell y'all about where I got this old-fashioned carrot cake recipe. There was this lady, this genteel Southern lady who was a marvelous cook. And she and her husband were friends of ours, mine and David's. And one day we were lucky enough that she gifted us with her old-fashioned carrot cake. Now, y'all, I'm going to tell you something. We took one bite of that, and you know what my husband said? He said, oh, Dana, this is real. And I'm like, it is real. Because, you know, it harkened back to cakes that we had eaten at our great-grandmother's house or, you know, or different houses, or at church functions when a real old-fashioned cake was made from scratch. And that's what this is. So I'm going to show you how to make it, and it's on page 114 of my book. And I want to ask you this. If you know of go back in your memory, and if there's a cake back in your memory that somebody made that was what David would say was some count or was real, y'all write it below and remind me or tell me who cooked the cake for you. There's a lot of cooks in my life that I remember the wonderful things that they cooked. So y'all give me some details down, and let's get started on this. All right, the first thing we got to do is combine our dry ingredients. And y'all, I'm going to tell you, we got to do 3 cups of shredded carrots. Now, I know that's a lot, and you can do it by hand, or you can use one of your machines in the kitchen. So we need 3 cups of carrots. And y'all, this makes it so good. And you could just tell yourself it's really healthy for you because it's got all those carrots in it. But it is good cake. All right, the next thing we need to add is 2 cups of sugar. And I put my sugar in here already. So we're gonna add 2 cups of sugar to this. Okay, the next thing we're gonna add is our flour. Now y'all, we need all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour, and we're gonna need 2 cups of it. So here I am, I'm gonna dip it out. I'm trying to get closer. Some of you have said, get a little closer to the camera. So I am, but it makes it where you can't see everything that I've got around me. Okay, so let me level it out. Here's 1 level cup of all-purpose flour. All right, let me do another one. We gotta have 2. And y'all, I'm still using my old-timey stuff in the kitchen that I love. All right, here's another one. This is my second one. Okay, and now we got to add the stuff that's going to make it rise. So here we go. We're going to need, first of all, cinnamon. We're going to do 1 teaspoon and 1/4 of cinnamon. Let me take that lid off. Y'all doing okay today? Y'all give me a thumbs up if you love homemade cakes. Okay, 1 1/4. There we go. So we got the cinnamon. Y'all, this cake was so good the first time I tasted it. It was just a miracle. Okay, let's see. The next thing I gotta have is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking powder, I need 1 teaspoon. Let me find my little measurer. 1 teaspoon. Now, y'all do levels. Y'all know how to do that. Level teaspoons when you're doing those. And then we gotta have some baking powder, and I gotta have, baking soda. I gotta have 2 teaspoons. Okay, and I gotta have a little bit of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, we got about all that done. So let me stir this together. I'm so glad y'all are here today. It's a pretty day. And I am looking forward to getting my family together for Thanksgiving, but you can make this cake any time of the year. This old-fashioned carrot cake is really good at Easter because you know carrots, Easter bunny, all that kind of stuff. It's really good. So I try to do this several times a year. I would do it more, except I really like it. And it, you know, I eat too much. Y'all don't, that doesn't happen to y'all, does it? All right, I'm just stirring this together right quick. And y'all, I think today I'm gonna put this in an 8 by 13 pan or 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Yesterday, I cooked it in layers. Now I'm gonna show you this again. I cooked it in layers yesterday and I did 9-inch layers, so they're a little thinner, but it gives a good ratio to the icing with it. Icing to cake ratio. And y'all, that's important when you're making a cake. If it's off, you know it when you eat it. Okay, I'm using my muscles here and getting this done. And y'all, this is really easy. I don't use the mixer on this. I use my own little arm power. Okay, we've got all that together, and now what we've got to do is the liquid. We're gonna put the liquid together in something else. So I'm just gonna pull this over, this one that I just used and poured my my carrots out of, and we're gonna use 1 1/4 cup of cooking oil. This is vegetable oil. You need something that doesn't impart flavor because you want to taste the carrots in the spice cake. So you need the cooking oil. You're going to need 4 eggs. 4 eggs. Here we go. These are nice large eggs that I've got here. So 4 eggs. Here we go. Now, if y'all were liking this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know who my people are. All right, the next thing I got to do is do the vanilla. And y'all know we got to have a teaspoon of vanilla. All right. All right, the next thing we got to do is my crushed, drained pineapple. Y'all, I forgot to get that out of the cupboard. Y'all talk amongst yourself and let me go get it out of the cupboard. Be right back. Now this is just 8 ounces of pineapple. Hang on. I gotta drain it into something else. Let me drain it in this right here. You do want to drain the pineapple. There's not much liquid in an 8-ounce thing. Ooh, this is tough. All right, here we go. Did y'all hear me make that noise when I opened it? My husband says I make sound effects. Do y'all do that? He'll say, when you're working on something, you make sound effects like, oh, or, or, ee. So if y'all do that, let me know. All right, I'm about to poke the yolks here and get this going while that's draining. See, all you gotta do is mix this together. This is an easy cake. And y'all, I do bake bread and things like that, but, you know, I don't bake cakes all the time, and the main reason is just because I try to not overindulge. But I love them. I could eat them every day, but I try to restrain myself. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just get this going and going and going. And my pineapple's draining here. And then what we've got to do is add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. But, okay, I got this drained. Let me put it in. All right, that goes out of the way. Out of the way. Get that stirred in. Now, y'all, our friend who gave me this recipe, she's passed on now, but she didn't add any nuts to the batter of this part. So I want to know how you make yours differently than she did and than I do, because I make mine just like hers. So let me know how you do yours differently. All right, I'm gonna pour a little bit in and stir and then pour a little bit in. See, it's just taking a lot of my arm power. I love to cook. I think y'all might know that by now. I love to get in the kitchen and cook. Do y'all like to cook? I used to, when my kids were little, you know, I was cooking a lot when my kids were little. They were starving, and plus it was cheaper for me to cook than for us to go out. And my husband was in law enforcement, and I was, you know, part of the time I was home raising kids, and part of the time I was a teacher. So, you know, we had to watch our budget. And one day I got just tired of cooking. And I was like, Lord, I'm tired of knowing, trying to figure out what to cook. Can you please put a love of cooking in my heart? I already liked cooking, but he really did helped me ignite my interest in cooking. And now I've just got blessing after blessing on how to cook. I've got the 2 cookbooks, you know, and I've got to do that. And I've got to go around and talk to people about cooking, and it's really nice. And about, you know, life and things that are going on in life. Y'all, look at here. I want to show you what this looks like. Y'all see this? See how it looks? It's very loose. Okay, very loose. I think I should be doing that way. Okay, very loose, and we're going to pour this batter up. Now, yesterday, I used the 9-inch baking pans, and if you want yours to be taller, you'll have to use the 8-inch diameter pans, but this is 9, and that's what I used yesterday. But today, I've already prepared my container here, and I'm going to do mine like this. And I'm going to pour it in this and cook it for probably, it says 30 minutes in there, but I'm going to check it at 22 to 23 minutes because I don't want to overcook it. But anyway, I've sprayed this with a baking spray. This is for baking, you know, that has everything in it that you need. I've sprayed it. But I will tell you on these, it's not a bad idea because this will stick. Even if you flour and and put oil in it. You probably need to put a baking sheet or some parchment paper on the bottom. Y'all know how to cut the circle and do that so that it won't stick. Anyway, all right, let's pour this baby up, and then I'm going to show you how to make the icing. All right, here we go. Can y'all see this? This is going to be so good, and my family loves it. Look at all that. It's so orange. Did y'all notice I've got my orange on today to celebrate carrot cake? Look how pretty that is. We're going to be enjoying this. All right, let's get some of those bubbles out. Okay, pop it in the oven, and I'm going to check it at about 22 minutes. And then I'll pull it out and I'll put the icing on it after it cools just a little bit, because my friend told me that I need to ice it while it's still warm so that the icing can kind of do a little melty-do over it, and it'll taste really good. So let's make the icing. Let me show you what's what on that. Okay, got to pull stuff over here. Icing is so easy. You're going to need a cup of chopped pecans. And y'all, I have to buy extra because I eat them as I go. They're so good. And you need a stick of butter. Now, y'all, look, you're making this dessert. I always use, when I'm doing the baking, I use the unsalted butter because you got to be able to control your butter. You can use it, but it might make it taste a little salty. So I use the unsalted butter. And we need 8 ounces of cream cheese. We need some vanilla. There's my vanilla. Do I have it all? Oh, we need the powdered sugar. I'll be right back. Sorry, you need a box of powdered sugar. I thought I had everything out here, and look at here. I've had to go back in the pantry twice. All right, let me get this done. Get this open. Put it right in there. It's not wanting to open. Here we go. There we go. Get that in. Get the butter in. So it starts with a stick of butter, this icing does, and it starts with 8 ounces of cream cheese. And then we're going to put our vanilla, which we need a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're gonna need the pecans. Now, I gotta reach over and get my little mixer here. Ooh, it's gonna be tight. Okay, let's see if I can do it. The cord's not long enough. Y'all ready? It's not working. Come on, baby, let's go. All right, y'all, technical difficulties. Do y'all ever have this? Let's don't turn it on and have butter flying everywhere. That would be bad. Runaway mixer. Okay, here we go. That's better, isn't it? If y'all thought that was funny, give me a laughing face or a thumbs up. Nobody's hurt. And it didn't even slide out, so there we go. Never know what's going to happen in the kitchen. What happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen. And then we eat, right? And then we eat. All right. Sorry, I got to turn this on a little bit higher. Y'all really like that goose that I did, didn't you? Ooh, this is looking so good. But we don't want to taste it now because there's no sugar in it. That was funny, wasn't it? All right, let's get that sugar in. And when I do it, I add a little bit at a time. I add a little bit at a time. So I just do the, make a little opening right here. Pour a little in and start going. Now, how do y'all make your icing? Y'all are still laughing over that stuff. You never know, do you? Oh, this is looking really good. And y'all need a whole pound of this. Let me just pull this out, okay. Do about 1/4 of a pound at the time. Here we go. We can just sing a song. Y'all want to sing? Y'all ever heard that song on the Jericho Road? I was thinking about that this morning and singing it to myself as I was getting this ready. Y'all ready? On the Jericho Road, there's room for just two. No more, no less, just Jesus and you. All right. If you know the Jericho Road, y'all give me a thumbs up so I'll know who my people are. Whoops, here we go. I'm gonna have some cleaning to do in this kitchen in a minute. On the Jericho Road, there's room for just two. No more and no less, just Jesus and you. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Let me get this done. Ooh, it's bogging me down a little bit. All right, here we go. We're going in for the last. I may have a little cleaning to do here in a minute. Jesus and you. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Ooh, Nelly. I should have got out my big stand mixer for this, but I didn't want to drag it over here. I should have, though. My husband's so good. He supplies me with all this stuff that I need to cook. All right, here go the nuts. A whole cup of pecans. I hope y'all have a happy day today. And if something starts happening that's a little bad, just start thinking about me and the butter and the cream cheese in the kitchen and my mixer today. Okay, here we go. Woo, baby. Oh, we did it, people. We did it. Look at here. This is so good. You know I got to do this. I could eat that with a spoon. That is so good. And so what we'll do, and I'm not going to hold you here till the cake gets done, but when the cake gets done, I will let it cool for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to spread this on the top of it. And it is going to kind of melt a little bit on it and set, and it's gonna be divine. I'm telling you, I wouldn't lie to you. And my friend who's passed on now would be so glad to know that all of you were using her recipe. So let me get this cake over here and take a good old bite. Now, y'all know I'm not gonna eat the whole thing, but I just wanted to show y'all what it looks like. And I put some pecans on the top. It's a very moist cake, and I'm gonna take a big old bite right here in a minute. I made this yesterday. Made my tummy and my heart happy. That is so good. As my husband would say, that's some count right there. Oops, I got another one. I didn't mean to. It's so good. Don't y'all want some old-fashioned carrot cake? Well, you know how to make it now. You've seen me make it, and you've seen me get some stuff going in the kitchen that was a little different. But I just want to tell you, it's okay when you get in the kitchen to laugh. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just give yourself some grace. I told that to somebody that was real hard on themselves one time, and I said, you know, you need to give yourself some grace. You don't have to be perfect every minute of every day. Take a deep breath, relax, and give yourself some grace. So anyway, I'm going to tell you that I'm giving myself some grace today because I almost had a huge mess in the kitchen. So I'm going to go clean up this kitchen and look at my cake, and I'm going to say, I love you, the good Lord loves you, and I love you too. And y'all go out and have a good day and laugh at my baubles in the kitchen and enjoy the good food that you get from these recipes from my family, tried and true for generations. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.